Let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on today? It's a really good day. Today we're going to talk about something really important. If you're a content creator, if you're a business owner, if your job is to make sales from your website, we're going to talk about what your website needs to do in the first 30 seconds. If it does not do this, probably why you're not getting sales, probably why you're not getting the calls you want to get, probably why you're not attracting the type of client you want to attract. That's what we're going to talk about today. But you know what we're going to do first? We're going to do what we always do first. We're going to roll some graphics and we're going to get right into it. So let's do that. If this is your first time on this channel, my name is Ty. I'm a former Army combat photographer and the owner of FlashFilm Media, which is one of Texas' most trusted video production companies. This channel is not about how to make your girlfriend look prettier using Photoshop. We ain't about that life. Here, we're talking about getting that bag. This channel is designed for content creators like yourself that want to turn their passion into profit. Let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about your website and what your website needs to do. And I'm gonna punch you in the throat with something because I talk about it all day and night here. The first thing your website needs to do within the first 30 seconds is it needs to appeal to the target audience. If it is not appealing to your target audience, you have failed. So what do I mean, Ty? What do I mean by that? You gotta give me a little more information, bro. That's kind of vague, man. I need more information. For those who've been watching the channel for a long time, remember how I talk about niche, why niche is important? Well, different target audiences like different things. If you're not thinking about who your target audience is, you don't have one niche, the customer buying process. If you're not thinking about that and you're just creating a website, you probably got a portfolio site, you got a site out there that's doing whatever. You're trying to appeal to everybody. The only thing that appeals to anybody and everybody is cheap. Don't believe me? Go look at Walmart. They don't have the best of nothing. They have cheap everything. But they have a business model that allows them to do that. They're big enough to buy in enough scale where they can make profit. Being a one-man band, you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to do $1,010 jobs because what you're selling is time and you don't have an unlimited amount. It's not just your service and skill set, but you're selling your time. Make sure that you are conscious of that. That's why I tell you to pick a niche. I'm gonna punch you in the throat with it all day, Mr. or Mrs. I wanna do everything for everybody. I do 10 different jobs, blah, blah, blah. Picking a niche doesn't determine what you're able to do. It determines who you're marketing to, right? Who you're going after, who's important to you, what do you specialize in, who problems you solve. When someone goes to your website and it's not for them, they will know subconsciously. If your business is not branded to go after a target audience, of course people aren't going to want to do business with you unless you're super cheap because your website doesn't speak to them. Your color scheme doesn't speak to them. Your font doesn't speak to them. Your pictures doesn't speak to them. Your portfolio doesn't speak to them. The problem that you claim you can solve doesn't speak to them. So they're not going to do business with you unless it's really cheap because nothing about what you offer is the answer to their problem. That's why a lot of you guys are getting mad low offers and people don't want to pay what you feel like you're worth because you have not created a brand that's designed to solve a specific problem. I know a lot of times people wonder like, well, why aren't people calling me? Well, why aren't I getting business? I'm paying for ads to be boosted. Boosted for who? Everybody? You have to understand who your niche is. You have to understand who it's for. You have to make sure that everything about your business is designed to go after your target audience because we have to establish A to get to Z. Can't just jump to Z. If you've been in business for 2-3 years, you're a photographer and you like, I work sometime, I don't work all the time, or stuff land on my lap. That's a big difference from turning down clients. I am at a point in business where a lot of work I don't do. I refer it, make a percentage off of it, or I just don't feel like doing it. But that's me. To get there, you have to understand who your target audience is. You got to go through those steps in order to get your business to the point where it is consistently closing clients. That's the goal. It's not big jobs. Don't worry about big jobs. You'll get big jobs, right? When you become valuable to a specific person. However, the goal is to understand why you need to work on being valuable to that person. If you're not that specific, you will have a hard time being successful because the only thing that works for everybody, the only thing that attracts everybody is cheap. We don't want to be cheap. We can't afford to be cheap. It's just one of us. We need to get $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a shoot twice a week, every week. We don't need to get $250 a shoot and work every day. That sounds cool, but it's not. When you got to add in customer service, when you got to add in talking to people, when you got to add in sending proposals, when you got to add in delivering stuff, that $250 looks like $850 an hour. That's not a good look. When I go to a Dodge website and I'm looking at muscle cars, they're usually burning rubber and sliding across the screen, or they look aggressive and ready. I'm ready to buy one. I go see a family car, a Toyota Camry, is usually a bunch of people in the car and they're driving across country with stuff taped to the ceiling, the roof, or whatever. And that's cool. Not where I'm at. Not what I want. But it speaks to the person who needs that daily driver to be dependable, to be something that's roomy, to fit the whole family in. So I want you to think about that. I want you to go look at car websites. Think about who their target audience is. Go look at a motorcycle website. Look at a Harley Davidson website compared to like a Suzuki Gixxer, a sport bike, or a Ducati, and look at who their website is designed for. Think about some ways that you can develop your site and your brand for your target audience. And if you don't want to guess, go get a beta client. That's what we talk about. We teach, we punch you. I know you're tired of hearing about beta clients. So again, let's talk about what your website has to do in the first 30 seconds. It needs to grab your target audience. They need to feel familiar with what they see. That makes them lower their guard. That makes them say, finally, somebody to do what I need to do. And I'm looking for a cell phone, and I go to T-Mobile's page. They're going to probably show me the best iPhone and the best Android they have. I'm here to look for a phone. When they go to your website and they need a training video, they got to go through 20 headshots, 6 music videos, 2 World Star fights, and everything. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to ask you to do what I always ask you to do, and every other YouTuber on the planet asks you to do 1,000,000 times. They ask you to like, share, and subscribe. I'm really going to ask you to do it. I'm also going to ask you to go to your favorite Facebook group or whatever and share this video. Share a video that touched your heart today. Any video that touched your heart. And I'm also going to ask that post in a comment what you learned from this video. It allows me to continue to bring you guys great content because I know what's valuable to you and what's not. Stay safe, and I will see you next week. Hey, keep in mind that the video you just watched contains clips from a longer lecture that's available to our gold members at FlashFilmAcademy.com. You can go to FlashFilmAcademy.com to watch the complete lectures if you want to get all the gems and all the information, or you can stay on the channel and continue watching some of our content here. Just click one of those boxes somewhere around here. Just, yeah, you know where to go. Right up in here, somewhere, wherever it pops up, you know what to do. You got this.